Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're well. You amazing, amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. It's Saturday. That's it. It's the weekend. It's the weekend, and guess who's working? That's it. I'm working. You're looking absolutely amazing, by the way. You must not be working either now, or you can stomach work and it not affect you, unlike myself. Anyway, look, what are we talking about? We're heading over to Moscow, Idaho, because something's been happening over the last few days, and I'd kind of refrained from speaking about it because it kind of annoyed me. And that was the Vandal Healing Garden. That's what it's now been called, the Vandal Healing Garden. And what this was, for those of you who don't know, some of you who are new to the channel, obviously we've got the Idaho 4 case, the Idaho 4, the 4 students who lost their lives in the murder that happened at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho. Now, the University of Idaho took over pretty much. They were like the front and force of what was in the aftermath. And they received a lot of funding. They received, I think it was like $1 million for like counselling and things like that, even though about 4 people needed counselling apparently. But then what they did, they demolished the house where it happened. They kind of said that we need this house to go because we need the community to heal. It needs to heal, and this is a reminder of what happened. Yeah. So what actually happened? I've got fly flying around me. So what happens then is apparently the university ends up being donated the property, and then they knock it down prior to the trial. So this has been a bone of contention for many. This is before the accused has even stepped foot in the courtroom for the trial. So he may not have done it. He may not have done it. I will 100% say that the prosecution have so far failed to convince me beyond a reasonable doubt that Brian Coburg is the person who's done it. And in fact, the more I look into it and the more I've seen, the more it's indicative of a police force that bit off more than they can chew, and they may have been pressured into, I don't want to say fabricating evidence, but certainly stretching what they had to make a round peg fit a square hole, if that makes sense. Now, hopefully in trial, this will all be proven that he was the right guy and they perhaps have an ace in the hole. I do have concerns, however, as it would seem that even though the general public have no, or there is no obligation to let the general public know, there is a legal obligation for the prosecution to at least tell the defense what they are bringing forward in trial against their client. And so far, this has been something that just simply hasn't happened. But look, so the house is knocked down, and then they take in donations. Now, the donations are running somewhere between $800,000 and $1 million. And in fact, they are still donating to this. Now, I spoke to one of my mods. Hello, Dope. And look, this is obvious, or it seems to be an ongoing project. It seems to be an ongoing project. But what has always concerned me is the amount of money that the university seems to have been given with this initial $1 million sort of, this fund to help them get over what happened, even though this didn't happen on campus. This wasn't it within the walls of the university. This is an off-campus house, and they have no legal jurisdiction over this situation, but they have been front and center. They've been balls deep in it, so to speak. So pity they don't get balls deep in what happened to Timmy Reed, which was another Vandal student who was attacked by a mob of students from the University of Idaho in the months after this murder happened, to the point where he was even sleeping in his bed with weapons to protect himself. But look, that's by and by. So far, what we do know is that Timmy Reed's family have had to seek legal representation off their own backs in order to force the university to look into it. But look, I'm keeping an eye on that to see if that's moving. At the moment, there is nothing for me to bring forward. But let's have a look at this healing garden, shall we? So here we go. This is the Vandal Healing Garden and Memorial Dedication. So this is what we've got. And this is the area here, look. The other day they had like this celebration. This you can find videos of it where they obviously officially opened it, and it was it's quite sad because ultimately what happened to these four students is a travesty. It's a tragedy, and this is a way to remember them. The thing what pissed me off initially is because this entire project was done under their name. The donations were brought in using these four victims as the guide and light for the money to be got. Bugger off. And I'm waiting for it. Flies hang around shit. I'm saying it before the trolls do. It's because I've got the doors all open because the dogs, so they can go in and out, and we live by a field. And sadly, in the summer we get flies around here. Anyway, I digress. A dedication ceremony to officially open the Vandal Healing Garden and Memorial will be held at 4:30 p.m. Wednesday, August 21st, on the University of Idaho Moscow campus. Students from the College of Art and Architecture designed and built the garden. So check this shit out, right? So again, let's go back to the donation. So $800,000 plus took in to build this thing that was done in the name of Xana, Ethan, Kaylee, and Maddie. And you've got a situation where I think to myself, but now it's on a broader spectrum. So it's now not just about that tragedy, it's about anyone around this university who have lost their lives as a remembrance for the Vandals to come in and think and contemplate life. But they have, what I have found out subsequently is they have memorialized the four victims who basically paid for it. Their story paid for it. So that was a nice touch. So there is something that is dedicated to them specifically, which is a good thing. Thumbs up. But what I don't understand, like, this is on the university campus, so it's not like they had to buy land. This is done within the grounds of the university, and the labour was done by people within the university. The students from the College of Art and Architecture designed and built the garden as a place of healing and reflection. Now, like I say, I spoke to Dope, and Dope said this is an ongoing project, so there's going to be more added to it. I'm guessing that's flowers, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know whether they're going to build something else over the top, a fucking flyover, so you can skateboard over the fucker. I don't know. But £800,000 plus and still taking in donations, that to me don't look like that money has been spent on that. Some of it, I'm guessing, but free labour? Materials, probably getting materials fairly cheap, done on their own land. Yeah, I struggle with that. And I've always said around this case, someone needs to be fucking auditing where all the money's going. But anyway, that's by the by. So it says, it was designed as a place of healing reflection and to honour the member of all Vandals who have died while enrolled at the university. During Hazen, sorry, not Hazen. A memorial sculpture within the garden will specifically memorialise Xana Canodal, Ethan Chapman, Kaylee Gonsalves, and Madison Mogan, the victims of homicide in November 2022. The garden is an incredible reflection of our students and how much they have cared about this project, Dean of Student Blaine Eccles said. It is a legacy that will outlast any of our time here. This student-led project shows the dedication, care, and resilience of our student body. It truly showcases what it means to be a Vandal and honours our lost Vandals in a beautiful manner. I wonder if the students around this place had have killed Timmy Reed when 50 of them turned up at his place and fucking knocked him out onto the ground. I wonder if he would have died, whether he would have been memorialised in this, Anyway, I digress. The garden is on McLean Field, between the College of Education, Health and Human Sciences building and the Physical Education building. Dedication is open to the public. No access will be allowed within the memorial structure after 3:30 p.m. through the end of the dedication. The garden was paid for from generous donation and in-kind support. Donations are still being accepted. Of course they are. Of course they are, son. Of course they are. Anyway, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that looks like $800,000 plus? You know, maybe there is some, I don't know, special gold-plated fucking plants in it. I don't know. Or like Dope said, this is an ongoing project, and we're going to see the aforementioned flyover for skateboarders. Who knows? But that to me don't look like £1 million. So yet again, I'm going to say, where is all the money going around this? People are making money. Why do you think they want the trial retained in Latah County? It's all about the Reddies, baby. All about the Reddies. Always has been. That's why the house got knocked down in the first place. It's bad for business. Bad for business. Or am I just being skeptical? Let me know down below, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.